Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. St. Lucia may be approaching the crest of the fifth wave of the coronavirus. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Thursday, 27th January 2022. Details when we return.
Conveniently located in the Grand Anne Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grand Anse will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Welcome back. Chief Medical Officer of St. Lucia, Dr. Sharon Belmont George, says recent data points to a leveling off of the fifth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, in spite of this news, the high numbers of daily cases could result in an increase in hospitalizations.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmont George indicates that it appears that the island is approaching the crest of the fifth wave of the pandemic. The CMO in the weekly epidemiological bulletin disclosed that the daily infection rate has dipped over the past 7 days.
As of January 23rd, 2022, St. Lucia has diagnosed a total of 19,680 cases in the country, with 4,233 active cases presently. The daily infection rate for the last 7 days is 164.4 per 100,000 population per day, which represents a 10% reduction from last week, with a 39% average testing positivity rate and a transmission rate of 3.1. We have noted a total of 318 COVID-19 deaths. We have 53 positive cases admitted at the respiratory hospital. 1 case is critically ill and 5 are severely ill. Since the commencement of the fifth wave on December 16, 2021, 6,551 cases have been diagnosed with an average of 172 cases per day.
Cases were on the upswing in the north and the south of St. Lucia, with the majority of the COVID-19 patients still being women, but the bulk of the deaths recorded among men. Although there is no forensic evidence, the Omicron variant sprints are suspected to be all over the recent surge. Despite the high numbers, the fifth wave is apparently reaching the plateau.
Women account for 59% of the COVID-19 cases. 22 COVID-19 deaths have been recorded, of which 59% of those are male. Tourists account for 2% of the cases diagnosed for the past 7 days. The prevalence increases are noted both in the northern and southern regions of the island. This week, although daily cases continue to be high, the 7-day average approximation suggests a leveling off, pointing to the plateau in the epidemiological curve. We are beginning to see reductions in some of the public health indicators. We have not received the gene sequencing results from the Caribbean Public Health Agency as yet, although we suspect the presence of the Omicron variant, which is characterized for the high level of transmission, and we still have the Delta variant in circulation locally.
But this silver lining is by no means a cause for complacency, given the potential for a rise in hospitalizations since the numbers are still elevated.
The high number of COVID-19 cases on a daily basis, as noted at this point, has the capacity to increase hospitalizations, deaths, and productivity in the workplace. We appeal to all organizations, public and private sector, to ensure the strengthening of all of the public health protocols. We remind you of the following important measures. Avoid large crowds and crowded areas. If you develop respiratory symptoms, seek medical care and avoid contact with others. Avoid large meetings, crowded activities, and social gatherings. Ensure the protocols are maintained at all workplaces and sectors, on minibuses and commercial and tourism sector, gyms, hardware stores, supermarkets, and recreational activities.
The CMO once again advised St. Lucians to ensure physical distancing at face-to-face meetings and activities. She implored citizens to wear face masks in public as well as practice proper sanitation at all business establishments and environments. Apart from beseeching persons impacted by COVID-19 to quarantine and isolate, Dr. George encouraged vaccination of employees and the public writ large, with vaccines available at wellness centers and advertised vaccination sites island-wide. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
Over in Jamaica, murders are up 15% over last year. TVJ News tells us more.
It's understood that Cabinet was briefed on the crime situation. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson and the Chief of Defense Staff, Rear Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman, made presentations. Now, the crime figures from the Jamaica Constabulary Force show murders up by 15.5%, with one parish recording as high as a 500% increase in homicides. The gravity of the crime wave since the start of 2022 was confirmed in the JCF's year-to-date serious crimes report, which compared crime numbers for January 1 to 23 this and last year. Of the 19 police divisions, 12 have recorded the same or more murders compared to the same period in 2021. Topping the list, Westmoreland. The division has seen a 500% increase in homicides, with 12 murders compared to 2 during the corresponding period last year. A zone of special operations was declared in parts of the division on January 16. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said it was warranted based on last year's killings.
For 2021, Westmoreland accounted for 128 murders, an increase of 60% when compared to the corresponding period of 2020, which is the fourth highest number of murders recorded among all police divisions.
But since then, the murders have continued in other sections of the parish. The St. Catherine South Division has the second largest percentage increase, 175%, with 11 killings compared to 4 last year. But the St. James Division has the highest number of murders, overall 21. Trelawney recorded 3 killings, 2 more than last year, while Hanover has seen 2, 1 more than the corresponding period last year. The Kingston Eastern Division has seen a 50% increase in killings so far this year, moving from 6 murders over the period in 2021 to 9 this year. The Kingston Central Division, where Azoso was also set up in some parts this month, has recorded the same number of killings, 7 for the period in both years. 7 divisions have seen a reduction in murders so far this year. They include Kingston Western, 6, down from 10 last year, St. Andrews South, 8, down from 14, and St. Elizabeth, 1, compared to 4 in 2021. No murders have been recorded in Portland over the period, compared to 1 last year. In total, 112 people have been murdered so far this year, up from 97 in the same period last year. That's a 15.5% increase. At the same time, all other crimes have seen a reduction. There have been 14 fewer shooting incidents, a 65.3% reduction in reports of rape, robberies are down 2.9%, and break-ins down 28.3%.
Former Police Commissioner in Trinidad and Tobago Gary Griffith has signaled his intention to take legal action in light of claims in reports by retired Justice Stanley John and retired Senior Superintendent Arthur Barrington. Griffith says despite copies of these reports finding their way into the hands of the media, he himself has never had sight of the reports, nor was he given a chance to defend himself against the accusations. Vanessa Cutting has more in this TV6 News item.
The actual
National Security Council and Police Service Commission, they would be getting letters from my attorneys demanding that we see these reports, and under natural justice, we will see judicial review, because at no time has there been proper transparency to give me the opportunity to even defend myself.
Leaked excerpts of the Stanley John report published by the Trinidad Express highlight concerns of serious corruption in the firearms permit section of the TTPS, with the lead investigator concluding that these activities were taking place under the nose of the then Commissioner of Police. It's statements such as these which Griffith says individuals must be made to account for.
He has not yet shown and come to me to say, this is my end result and my conclusion. What do you have to say? And that is what it is we will do. So under judicial review, this will go to court to rubbish everything that was done in these two reports, because everything that was said is based on hearsay, allegation, and what police officers have said.
Griffith remains of the view that civilians ought never to have been appointed to investigate police business, and he says the proof is in the pudding.
I ask the country to please listen. You have a front page of a well-oiled criminal industry littered with bribes and corruption and all of these things, but up to now, he has not been able to find one suspect. He has not been able to give one accuser any shred of evidence, any witnesses, and if he has this information, I challenge him. He should go to the police station and state this.
The former top cop is not denying that there was corruption in the FUL system. However, he says he was the most vocal and active against this decades-old practice.
About 14 policies to prevent these things from happening, and then as soon as I left, most of these policies, quite interesting, would have been removed. So it shows that the same individuals who benefited and were involved in corrupt practices could very well be the same individuals Stanley John spoke to.
As for the letter which the Prime Minister wrote to the former Police Service Commission raising concerns about Griffith's behaviour while in office, the former top cop had this to say.
If you speak about arrogant, self-centered, not listening, that I think is more about Dr. Keith Rowley and not Gary Griffith.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
The World Health Organization's Emergency Committee says travel bans during the pandemic cause economic and social stress. Jessica Russell of ABS News reports.
A release outlining actions to be taken by countries in the coronavirus battle says the inefficiency of travel bans has recently been seen. Some countries made the decision to ban travel from southern African nations after the variant of concern Omicron was discovered in South Africa. However, the virus has continued to spread faster than any previous variant. The WHO says travel measures should be based on risk assessments and avoid placing the financial burden on international travelers. The WHO also says proof of vaccination against COVID for international travel should not be the only requirement. The International Public Health Agency says this is because of the limited global access to the drugs. Again, the WHO recommends a risk-based approach to facilitate international travel. Antigua and Barbuda could remove the vaccine mandate for travelers to this country when the cabinet meets this week. Jessica Russell, ABS News.
Conveniently located in the Grand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair granaries will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.